Tigers, Bulldogs, Saints. Welcome to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Good morning and welcome to DC Blitz. It's Saturday morning. We're ready to talk local sports. Tom in the house. Kelly's already on the phone.
I'm sharing.
Coach is dressed out in orange, and Casey.
Got my notes everywhere.
Casey is not here. He is a junior pro today. So no Casey today, but he's with us in spirit as always. He's going to be keeping us updated, hopefully, on the Pee Wee Tigers, who are playing at 9 o'clock. Junior Pro, by the way, going on all day. DeKalb County's hosting the playoffs. I think the Western Division of the Middle Tennessee Youth Football Conference. Games going on all day today. I think there's like 6 games on tap. So, and all 3 of our teams are playing today. Pee Wee Tigers taking on White County. Our other 2 teams are playing the Junior Panthers from over at Stone Memorial. So, good day to get out. It's pretty weather, too. Great football weather. Kelly, I know you know all about football weather.
Yes.
Good football weather last night, Coach.
Is
DeKalb County playing Upperman. If the game had been as good as the weather, well, we'd have a lot more good things to talk about this morning. But the Upperman Bees, if you follow high school football in this region, you already know how good they are. And I heard people talking about, well, they've lost a couple of games. Well, they lost to Greenville, who's ranked number 3 in the state in Class 4A, and they lost to Beach, who was ranked number 5 in Class 5A. They played a pretty loaded schedule. You can't let records always dictate how good or bad you are.
Beach has a quarterback, baseball-wise, is already committed to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Their left tackle is already committed to Penn State, and so that's the level that you're looking at with Beach. And so you do not like to lose, period, but you can understand the level of competition at that point. It did not help the Tigers last night that Ryan Lyons was sidelined with an injury and wasn't able to play as well. And so that takes away one of your weapons when you move John Hendricks, one of your better receivers, to quarterback. And Jesse Fouch has played outstanding.
He has.
More as a type of possessive receiver, but made some spectacular catches last night, what we saw against Watertown. But then you take one of those weapons away from Hendricks, one of those receivers. Now it's who you're going to get the ball to, and it was just a difficult night for the Tigers all night.
DeKalb County won the toss. They elected to defer. Upperman 5 plays. They score a touchdown. They're up 7-0, not even 2 minutes into the game. DeKalb gets a first down on their opening drive. They go 3 and out. Then Upperman comes back, score on the first play from scrimmage, 58-yard run, 3 and out punt. Upperman scores on the first play from scrimmage. Bronston Chaffin, who's on his way to Georgia Tech to play college football, 76-yard touchdown run. Then kind of a break for DeKalb County. They go 3 and out. They punt. Upperman muffs it. DeKalb County recovers. Coach, and they put together a short drive. They get down. Cecil Ketchum runs in from 8 yards out. Feels like a touchdown. You know, we're kind of on the board here and feeling good. Yellow flag, holding penalty, and that killed it from there for DeKalb County.
It did. We did not see the penalty on the initial call, and so then they start backing things up. And like you said, DeKalb could not recover. They attempted a field goal that was kind of hooked, and Gomez just really never had a shot at it, and that ended that first big scoring chance that the Tigers had.
That's a point in the game when you're playing an Upperman. You needed that touchdown. For a confidence level, to me, did you feel like maybe the air came out of the balloon really big time once that's called back and then they come away with no points there?
You know, there were some times on that drive in particular that, and Steve Trapp has always impressed me as an offensive coach. Mm-hmm. He's done it. He put in a system, and it works, and it's based on reads, and we've got these different packages, and there's really not that many plays. It's just different sets to get that same thing.
Right.
But on that particular drive, he showed me some Josh Heupel that I was really impressed with because he had the Upperman secondary kind of reeling, and Kane calls timeout.
Yeah.
And he straightens out because there was a wide open Reed midget running right down the seam, and Hendricks misses him.
Yeah.
Then that's a touchdown.
It is.
And then just a couple of plays later, they stack receivers, and they both go deep down the field like it's an overt, but then one breaks to the post. He took both defenders with him, and then he's able to hit his receiver down the sideline inside the 20 that set up the scoring play. I was really impressed. It wasn't so much we're going to read it and scheme you that way, is no, I'm going to scheme you in a different way that really reminded me of what Tennessee's doing and just devouring coverages and just confusing the crap out of them, really.
Right.
And so I was impressed with that. And so you had momentum. Regardless of what the score was at that point, offensively, you know that Steve Trapp and the offense is going to be able to score up points. So that was really heartbreaking and gut-wrenching.
Absolutely. Upperman gets the ball back. 2 plays, 75 yards there in the end zone for the 4th time. It's 28-0, and Upperman has run, I think, 9 plays from scrimmage. Their offense is just dominating to that point. Upperman turns it over again. 8:01 left to play in the first half. DeKalb County gets down to the 19-yard line. Coach, again, they're knocking on the door, have an opportunity, and then a fumble gives it right back to the Upperman Bees. 2 huge missed opportunities there for DeKalb County. That second one really hurt as well.
I can't remember the down and distance, but, inside the 20-yard line, when the ball gets ripped, and obviously they're just white jerseys there to fall on it. Again, an opportunity that was lost for the Tigers.
And then a touchdown pass, Chaffin hooking up for his second touchdown pass of the night, 35-0. And then DeKalb County, right before halftime, another miscue, a high snap on a punt attempt. The ball gets down at the 1-yard line rather than punter trying to get it out of the end zone. He falls on the ball there at the 1-yard line. Upperman punches it in. It's 41-0 at that point, and it's just all bees at that point.
It is, and we had noticed up in the booth that Reed's snaps, a couple of them kind of floated, and there was one on the second punt that Carter did a great job to go up and snatch and get back down and get the punt off. This one had a little bit more zip, got to Carter a little bit quicker and got over his head, and he did the only thing that he knew to do is that to go and try and make a play with it. And unfortunately for the Tigers, it ended up with the 1st and goal at that point for the Bees.
41-0, and then second half basically turns into a JV game between the two schools. And DeKalb County does score one late. Colin Donnell gets his first career rushing touchdown for DeKalb County.
9-yard run, and you could tell that this bunch that came in and Colin Donnell, and then you had Harris. They're JV unit, but they looked like they were able to run the offense, what Coach Trapp wanted them to do, and successfully against Upperman's JV defense.
So DeKalb County falls 41-6. The Tigers now drop to 2-4 overall. More importantly, they're now 0-2 in the region and got some work to do. Some other scores from last night. Livingston, non-region game, 69-0 in their homecoming game over Pickett County. Stone Memorial gets past an improving Warren County team, 24-17. And the game that may shock everybody a bit, White County 26, Macon County 14. That Macon County team that DeKalb County saw last week. Macon County, I know, turned the ball over 4 times in the first half. Not sure what all went on in the second half of that game. But that's a good win for White County coaches. They now sit tied with Upperman at 2-0 in the region. Still a lot of region games left to be played there, but they're kind of in the catbird seat, those two teams. Macon sitting at 1-1. Stone, Livingston, DeKalb, all looking for their first region win. DeKalb still has Stone, White, and Livingston left. So really they're still in control of their own destiny. You can look at 0-2 region start, but you've played what expected to be the 2 toughest teams out of the gate so far, and now you got 3 games that I think DeKalb County is going to compete in.
Probably so. I know Kelly's thinking the same thing I am, with this football.
What she's going to do after the show?
No, she or her. We're mind melding here at the same time, and this
okay,
region.
Mr. Spock.
After 2 weeks, the dust is kind of still up in the air. It hasn't settled yet, but. Yes, the Cavs played what we think are the top 2 teams in Region 4A, but I'm a little scared when I see White County beat Macon County.
Yeah.
And then I start to get a little scared when I see that Livingston's, 6-0, 5-1?
Livingston currently is 5-1.
5-1, and I'm looking at who they've played, so it's a better Livingston team. Then Stone Memorial kind of looms, who DeKalb has had trouble with. And, Kelly and I were sitting here just mind melding that, even though the hardest is out of the way, the rest of it is still looking kind of iffy.
Kelly, I know you're not the biggest football fan, but you have played sports, and when you've come off a couple of really tough losses in region. DeKalb goes to York next week. You step out of region, you step away from the whole playoff picture, all that. Is this a good chance for these guys to kind of clear their head, shake off, what's been pretty tough weeks for their team, and kind of go to Jamestown with a little less pressure on their shoulders before getting back into the region gauntlet?
Well, I would love to say yes, but honestly, I think there's a lot of pressure on the coaches and the kids to get everything turned back around to get back into region play. When we played in basketball, of course, girls basketball hasn't really gotten that much better. But when we were playing, we were playing Livingston and Jackson and York, and all of them were going to the state my 4 years of playing high school basketball, somebody from our district was 1 and 2 in state. So when you do go out, you do want to, but you've got to overcome some injuries. You've got to clean up whatever is going wrong with offensively and defensively. Again, I don't know a lot about football. I did notice last night that they were, it wasn't that we weren't tackling these runners that were getting these yards. These were big boys. And I thought some of our kids were bigger kids. I've seen them. They've grown up. No, these boys were huge. I don't know what their cafeteria is feeding them something completely different than our cafeteria. But that I could understand more. Especially, I was up in the press box the first part of the game, and I went down on the field just talking to some friends, and they came out at halftime, and I was like, holy moly! I was like, they looked like. We've been compared. They look like college. They did. They look like when I was at Southern Miss, we worked out with the football team. They did kind of our summer workouts was every sport that was there on campus worked out at the same time. So you would be with football, track, all of those would be together. They looked like as big as some of the kids that I went to school with, and so I can understand why they couldn't tackle this big, huge kid.
Yeah.
But I feel like they have to go into York and they have to play it like it's a region game. They have to clean up whatever is not working. They have to fix it to get ready for whomever they have after York.
It'd be White County the following week on the road, too.
And I feel like, too, it's a chance for those players that are standing on the sideline that haven't got an opportunity to get an opportunity. This person hasn't been working out, so sometimes as coaches, you got to motivate some kids to put a little drive. They got to reach down deep and figure out, do I want to play this game or am I just happy wearing this jersey? And I'm pretty sure that Coach Trapp isn't just happy for them just to wear the jersey. He wants them to go out there, and the guys that we presented last night, they still hold was it Tiger Pride that he talks about? They still hold that. They were talking about it. I heard some conversations they were having, and they still have that instilled in them. And I think Coach Trapp is trying to get that out of these kids that are on his team right now. And yes, some of them are young, but I think he's looking for some leadership out of his older ones to step up and show some of that Tiger Pride, that Jordan Parker had, that the Poteets had, that are still trying to instill with the junior high. So I don't know. I'll be quiet after that.
I'm going to get on a little bit of a soapbox, and I may never get hired, if I whatever in DeKalb period. It's a 4A school, and when I'm reading off the list of coaches, and it doesn't matter. It can be Watertown. It can be Smith County. It can be Upperman. But you're listing 7 or 8 different assistant coaches.
Right.
When I was at Beach, just to make this as plain as I can, we had a head coach who was the offensive coordinator. He had 3 offensive coaches with him. He had 3 separate defensive coaches. I was the defensive coordinator. I had linebackers. We each had our position. And when the offense was running their team, our defensive coaches were coaching up our scout team, our JV defense against them. And back and forth. You're looking at Steve Trapp as your head coach, offensive coordinator. We've got Eli Cross as your offensive line coach. Coach Shaw, standing over there on defense, can't coach the defensive line, the linebackers, and the secondary while the offense is doing their thing.
Yeah.
They have to have help.
They do.
And I don't know where this help needs to come from or how the door needs to open up to get this opportunity. You're not playing 1 and 2A ball anymore. You're playing 4A ball. You have high expectations. Look at what this man's done with this football field, with the stadium, basically his own money. Now, I know there's been some, but that field house is all his.
It is.
That scoreboard is all his. These lights, I know, but he's put something together. Give the man some help. Whatever you have to do, if you have expectations for competing against Upperman and these guys, get the man some help.
Look at Upperman's coaching staff. They got a collegiate size coaching staff. We're not saying you got to have that, but you got to have help, like you say. You got to.
I can give just a small insight on some of that, just from the teaching side of it. There's so many kids are going homeschool that if your kids leave school and go homeschool, that cuts a teacher. And when you're having to cut several teachers out, and then you've got teachers that were coaching that quit. I mean, I've quit, but I'm coaching something else now. But I've coached for 20 something years, but I coached for 11 years, and I wanted to step back so I could enjoy my kids. There wasn't, and if they hadn't hired another PE teacher, there wasn't anybody in the system. We don't have people coming into the system willing to coach. And we don't have people coming in. We don't have people. It's the same problem in basketball. I'm sorry. I'm going to get on to people of DeKalb County. We don't have people. We don't have a staying factor.
But wait a minute. But when we do get openings, are we considering people who can coach sports? I mean, I get it. You want the best possible teacher, but
I don't know that people that can coach sports are applying.
We don't know that. That is an unknown factor.
But then my counter, and I understand that, and I'm a teacher, and I knew that if I was going to coach high school football, which my plan B was, loved it, I had to be a teacher first. And that's why I went English and not PE or history, because I knew those jobs would never open up. So we did the English. But our county is paying people who are not teachers to coach. And I'm sure there are people out there that would love to help Coach Trapp that shouldn't fall on the booster club for payment on all that.
Yes and no, because at some point, the school system, people pay their taxes for their kids to be educated, not to play a sport, and the sport is extracurricular. Because I'm on both sides of this fence here. I'm being a little devil's advocate to you, because what they offer to pay you as a coach is good in this county. Let me tell you, it's good compared to other counties, because I've worked in another county and I did it for a whole lot less. But people don't want to work for that. They think they should be making $15,000 to coach. And that's not realistic in high school sports. Yes, you can go down in Georgia and do that, but but it's kind of like this: if you don't win, they fire you.
I've got a sense that you were like me, or you are like I was. You didn't have to pay me.
No,
you didn't have to pay me. I'd have done that football gig for free.
Well,
I'd have done it.
That's when I took the softball position. When we interviewed with Miss Jones, I told her, I said, "Look, I'm not doing this for the money." I said, "So if Amanda needs to be the head coach, or I need to be the head coach, whatever works best for the school system and for the team, I'm good with." I said, "Because I'm not doing this I'm not doing this. Trust me, I make a whole lot more money driving the school bus than I do coaching.
All right. I'm going to jump in here real quick. We're going to come back to this during the last segment. I've got a question. It's already been submitted for our viewer questions. I think it's going to we can touch on this topic a little bit more and maybe a little bit more in depth in there. We are going to do viewer questions today right around 9:40. We've got a couple already submitted. If you've got a question, and we're kind of going fall sports related here, our fall sports edition of viewer questions, then you can shoot us one on the chat. If you're watching out there, you can throw us a question out on the chat. You can also send it through our direct message on our DC Blitz Facebook page or email dcblitzsports@gmail.com. We'll come around and answer a few questions coming up in the last segment. Next segment, we're going to come back to football for just a few moments. We do want to touch on some other sports. I know the region golf tournament got postponed. We want to talk a little bit about that and what's coming up there. Soccer and volleyball still going on at DCHS. We'll come back and touch on those topics. We're going to share the video from last night of the announcement of Coach Steve Trapp's all-20-year team, a great ceremony. If you missed it, you'll get a chance to see it when we come back to DC Blitz. We're presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is DeKalb County Insurance. Get a quote today at DeKalbInsurance.net.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Home Services is your trusted partner for comprehensive excavation and septic solutions. With a combined 30 years of experience, our team of skilled professionals deliver reliable, high-quality work for both residential and commercial projects. We understand the unique challenges of Middle Tennessee's terrain and provide customized services. From basic excavation to complex septic system installations, we have the expertise and equipment to handle jobs of any size or complexity. Put us to work for you. Home Services, 615-597-6287.
In the heart of Smithville, by the tranquil waters of Center Hill Lake, one name stands out in real estate: Lake Homes Realty and the Tony Luna Group. With over 25 years of experience and a track record of over $100 million in local sales, Tony Luna is the expert you can trust. Whether you're selling your cherished home or seeking that perfect lakeside retreat, Tony's commitment ensures you'll get top dollar for your property. Call 615-210-9522 and take the first step towards your real estate success.
Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations has served the Upper Cumberland area as a premier auto glass shop since 2011. Located at 1620 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville, our business offers chipped glass repair, glass replacement, windshield repair, and much more. Plus, on-site service is available. We also offer free mobile installation. We look forward to assisting our customers with any and all windshield repairs. For all your auto glass needs, stop by Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations. Phone 931-979-7339.
Just like the excitement of the big game, life is filled with unforgettable moments. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that when the final moment comes, you want to honor those moments with dignity and care. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding solace in a time of grief, our compassionate staff is here to provide the support you need. Love Cantrell Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of DeKalb County Athletics through 3 generations. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Just like a winning team, Liberty State Bank is there when you need them most, providing financial solutions that fit your goals. Whether it's building a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, You can count on us to be there every step of the way. Experience the power of partnership with Liberty State Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Go Tigers, Saints, and Bulldogs.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville Church of Christ invites you to come worship with us. Smithville Church of Christ believes that God is a relational being who exists as Father, Son, and Spirit. That human beings have a created likeness to God which makes each of us eternally valuable. That salvation is the free gift of God, received through faith and expressed through confession, repentance, and baptism. That personal transformation, a process initiated by God's grace, gathers momentum as our will is increasingly brought into alignment with God's will. Come visit Smithville Church of Christ any Sunday or Wednesday night as we study together and worship our Lord.
Bad Boy Mowers' legendary reputation for strength, performance, and value is now available with Bad Boy tractors. From mid-size to subcompact models powered by 22 to 35 horsepower water-cooled diesel engines, your tractor work just got real easy. On the farm, the ranch, or even around the house, Bad Boy tractors deliver power and durability all day, every day. Bad Boy tractors work with an attitude. Find your big boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Coach Vance just got called up to the major leagues. He's left us.
He's going to coach right now.
Yeah, he is going to, we'll have to get Coach to tell his story about his days as a youth soccer coach. He's got a couple of good ones. We'll have to.
I can only imagine.
I hope he's listening so he can get a good laugh out of that. We'll have to have him share some of those at some point in time. I know we've been football heavy so far. We are going to talk about some of the other sports going on in DeKalb County, but one thing we didn't mention much of in the first segment. First of all, let's give a shout out to the Chain Gang. Chad Ramsey stopped by here this morning just to ask us to mention that they were a positive last night, that they excelled at their job running the chains last night.
They did do a good job. I noticed, I haven't actually been to a football game and kind of really watched it. I've had to do other things. I really tried to watch. I have some kids that ride my bus, and then I know some kids that play, and so I really wanted to watch the game last night. And I love that their Chain Gang, it glows in the dark.
Does.
Like I could see it. I could see it all the way across. I didn't have my glasses on. I could see it. I was like, hey, I know what down it is.
So, but I'm gonna say I've seen some bad Chain Gangs. You know, I've seen them be a yard or two off here and there. Our guys right on top of it last night. So, shout out to the Chain Gang for a great job doing their job last night. Okay, the all 20-year team for Coach Steve Trapp. Kelly, we got a chance to be part of that ceremony last night. And we had several players on hand. There were several that were not able to make it to the event, but probably 40-something of the selections were there last night. It was good to see some familiar faces, and I know this meant a lot to Coach Trapp, and I think it meant a whole lot to these former players as well being brought back. And some traveled from out of state even to be there last night.
I know that Hayden was doing my hair the other day over at the hair loom, and she was saying that I can't think of his first name, Hayes. Alex was really disappointed that he was not going to be there.
Yeah.
But I know, and we're friends with Matt Boss, so he was excited about being there. And I had actually, my first year back in DeKalb County, I had Grayson
Redmond,
and I had Will Ferris, both in school, and I'm trying to think. I may have had, and then when I did, when I first got out of school, I actually had the Poteet boy. Which one?
Justin or Hunter?
I had Hunter. Hunter's the youngest one, right?
Yes.
I had Hunter and his group. I subbed in their class quite a bit, and I was talking about that. He goes, I don't even remember that, and I said, oh, I remember y'all. I can't forget y'all. But it was good to see that, and it's really. I know it's to some people it was like whatever, but to those people, when you put in time and to a sport, that's how he has kept his program going.
Mm-hmm.
Is to bring back these people and to honor them. And when you do that, people stay invested in your program. And I think that's good PR on, I mean, he's doing it for more than PR, but that's good PR on Coach Trapp's part. You know, you keep those kids that meant a lot to you still involved into your program. And at some point he may use them to come in and talk to other players, or he can use them as examples. Look what they've done in their life because of football.
Sure.
And where football has taken them. So I thought it was really great to see a lot of them.
Absolutely. We're going to share with you the actual program that went on last night at Van Hoosier Stadium. In case you were not able to be there, if you were there and couldn't read all the text on the video board that I spent hours typing up, and because it looked very tiny up on the board. So
looks really big on the screen.
Looks very big on the screen, yeah. So we're going to let you watch the ceremony from last night.
Good evening and welcome to Dr. John L. Van Hoosier Memorial Stadium on the campus of DeKalb County High School for a special presentation prior to tonight's game between the DeKalb County Tigers and the Upperman Bees. At this time, please turn your attention to the video board for a special presentation.
20 years as being the head coach of DeKalb County High School football. It's a goal that I set when I decided this is something that I wanted to do, to be here for a long time. So just grateful for all the support that I've had over the years and all the great players as well. A lot of them is personal relationships. They're all great football players, good football players. There was something deeper there, between a coach and a player amongst these guys. Some of them were, just standouts, athletically, but also standouts as human beings as well, and just special people personally. There's a lot of good football players that may not be on the list, but these guys, they did the athletic part well. They did the Tiger Pride part well also.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the members of Coach Steve Trapp's all 20-year team in attendance here tonight. Without further ado, here are tonight's honorees. Each will be presented a plaque by Coach Trapp along with Tom Duggan and Kelly Pyburn of DC Blitz. First, the former players who were unable to be here with us tonight. From the 2005 team, Orlando O.J. Johnson. From the 2010 team, Kevin Kajansky. From the 2006 team, Josh Stone. From the 2012 team, Caleb Cantrell, Alex Hayes, Will Molander and Cody Puckett. From the 2014 team, Aaron Patterson and Hunter Stone. From the 2017 team, Nick May. From the 2020 team, Axel Aldino. From the 21 team, Isaac Knowles and Diego Coronado. From the 2022 team, Tyler Estes, Nolan Gottlieb, Josh May, and Shady Rankhorn. And from the 2024 team, Ty Webb. Now for the former players in attendance this evening. From the 2006 team, Billy Fusen. From the 2017 team, Colin Patterson. From the 2018, Matt Lawrence, Chris Odom, and Logan Roller. From the 2009 team, Abram Edwards and Hunter Poteet. From the 2010 team, Devin Thomas. From the 2011 team, Sebastian Phillips and Zach Taylor. From the 2012 team, Matt Boss, Gage Brown, Chris Chapman, and Lucas Phillips. From the 2013 team, Eli Gill and Cameron Ray. From the 2014 team, Lance and Lane Ball. From the 2015 team, AJ Mooneyham. From the 2016 team, Eli Cross, Luke Green, Stephen Jennings, Tavian Noakes, and Matthew Poss. From the 2017 team, Gage Delapi, Brad Miller, and Jesse Smith. Gosh, I don't know. Is that his name? Who knows? From the 2018 team, Andrew Fusen and Grayson Redmond. From the 2019 team, Isaac Cross. From the 2020 team, Evan Jones, Jasper Koparic, and Desmond Noakes. From the 2022 team, Colby Barnes and Ian Jones. From the 2023 team, Will Ferris and Ari White. And for the 2024 team, Jordan Parker. Let's hear it for these outstanding DeKalb County Tiger football players. The best of the best, Coach Steve Trapp's all 20-year team.
Great ceremony last night. We were honored to be part of that, and good to see Coach Trapp's first 20 years honored. So many great players over the years, and you can't name each and every one. I know some will feel maybe that they were left out. You always got that. But, Kelly, there were some great players that I've got to watch over the years. Coach Trapp's been blessed with some really good talent.
He has, and like I said, it was great PR in his part to bring back those guys, not only to show his team of present, this is what hard work earns you. But it was good. It's good to be recognized by your high school and honored at some point, because you did put in sometimes people don't understand when you play a sport, you invest a lot of time into that sport. And so those kids had put in a lot of time, and it was great that we could recognize them. I was proud to be there with you and hand you plaques in the right order.
You handed me plaques. I handed Coach Trapp plaques. It was like an assembly line. But, you go back to those early teams. O.J. Johnson, he wasn't able to be there, but he would have been a member of that first team back in 2005. And Billy Fuson was there last night, Josh Stone, Colin Patterson. These were guys part of that first 3 seasons when they only won 3 games. And I always say, you're the foundation. They didn't get to enjoy the success once 2008 rolled around and the ball got to kind of rolling there. But those guys, they stuck it out when it was really, really tough there at the beginning. People may not remember, but Coach Trapp came in on a very limited time ahead of the start of the 2005 season, and that was a brutal, brutal season for the program. But those guys, to me, will always stand out because they stuck through it, Kelly. Nowadays we're in an instant gratification society. As if it ain't good enough, we'll just walk away from it. But those guys didn't.
They'll transfer.
Just transfer portal. Let's go there. But these guys stuck it out. And I think that, to me, they will always have a special place probably in Coach Trapp's heart because they did stick it out.
Well, and that's what you're talking about. And they do have a special place with Coach Trapp, because that's like, I can remember the first group I ever coached, and I can remember the first group I coached when I came back to DeKalb West. Grayson Redmond being one of those that I coached. And I remember, we won a lot, but we did a lot of good. Because I kind of came in, I got hired in July. I think I got hired 2 weeks after I had Marley. And I was out till the 1st of September.
Oh, wow.
Because I was on maternity leave. And so we came in the 1st of September, started working on things. And a lot of the kids had already went to the high school. I think they had a really good team the year before. So those 7th graders didn't get a ton of playing time. And so it was really good to to look back and remember those. You know, you have your favorite teams, and you have your favorite teams, and you might not have been exceptionally good, or you won a lot. They were just your favorite teams to coach.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of these kids may have not been the star of the star on the team. And in football, it's hard because you're playing anywhere from 11 to 22 kids. It's hard to recognize all of them. And there's one kid, you know, is it Jason Kelsey? Yes. He was the center, correct?
Yes.
He's put centers on
on the map. Yeah.
And a position that was once, you know, nobody talked about. Everybody kind of talks about, and he's kind of glorified it. And that's probably some of these kids. One of them, you know, may have been the center, but they did, you know, they worked really hard or something like that, or they didn't get recognized and they were the center. And you think about the center touches the ball just as much as the quarterback touches the ball. So it's hard when you're a coach to pick those players. But then again, coaches never have favorites, but we do. We have those favorites that work hard. We don't have favorites that we're going to play no matter what. We have our favorites that work hard, that don't cause trouble, that leave a good impression with their teammates and with you. And that's probably a lot of what this list is made up of.
Again, congratulations to all the names, and Coach Trapp would tell you, you know, there were a lot more that could have been named, but you have to at some point pare it down to, and it's still, we had 56 players, you know, and I know there could have been many more, but these were the guys he felt most stood out among all those he had coached in his first 20 years. Update for you, Sparta has taken a lead over the DeKalb County Pee Wee squad 6-0. That's been a little while ago, so I don't know if the scores remain the same. Casey Midget, while he's not here in person, he is corresponding with us as he's doing PA work at Van Hoosier Stadium today, keeping us posted on the Pee Wees, as again they're down 6-0 in their playoff game going on right now at the Van Hoosier Stadium. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, viewer questions. This is one of our favorite segments. Coach is not back, and I don't know if he's going to make it back. He's off doing his thing. But Kelly and I will handle it. We'll have all the answers,
we'll
won't we?
Something up.
Or we'll make something up. So if you got a viewer question, put it in the chat on our live feed, or direct message us if you prefer, or email, either one. We will get to as many as we can. We'll do that when we come back to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
At DeKalb County Insurance, we proudly support our local sports teams, always rooting for the Saints, Bulldogs, Tigers, and Vols. And off the field, we're here for our community too, helping you understand your Medicare options with care and clarity. We're not affiliated with Medicare, but we're here to help you make informed decisions by finding the best plan that fits your healthcare needs. Open enrollment for 2025 runs from October 15th to December 7th. Give us a call to set up your Medicare evaluation at 615-597-0660, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please note, we do not offer every plan available in your area. Any information we provide is limited to plans we do offer. Go to Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE to get information on all of your options.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Ignite HVAC Electrical and Plumbing is one of the top HVAC contractors in Middle Tennessee, offering both residential and commercial sales, installation, and services. We want to set ourselves apart from the rest of the HVAC industry by providing a seamless experience from your project start to finish. We are constantly improving our skills to continue to meet every expectation for our customers. Let Ignite serve your HVAC electrical and plumbing needs. 615-597-0100.
In the heart of Smithville, by the tranquil waters of Center Hill Lake, one name stands out in real estate: Lake Homes Realty and the Tony Luna Group. With over 25 years of experience and a track record of over $100 million in local sales, Tony Luna is the expert you can trust. Whether you're selling your cherished home or seeking that perfect lakeside retreat, Tony's commitment ensures you'll get top dollar for your property. Call 615-210-9522 and take the first step towards your real estate success.
Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations has served the Upper Cumberland area as a premier auto glass shop since 2011. Located at 1620 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville, our business offers chipped glass repair, glass replacement, windshield repair, and much more. Plus, on-site service is available. We also offer free mobile installation. We look forward to assisting our customers with any and all windshield repairs. For all your auto glass needs, stop by Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations. Phone 931-979-7339.
At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that this life is a journey filled with highs and lows. Just as every game has its final whistle, so too does every life have its final moment. When that time comes, Love Cantrell Funeral Home would love the opportunity to earn your trust. We provide compassionate care and professional services to fit your family's financial needs. Love Cantrell Funeral Home has been a proud sponsor of all DeKalb County athletics for over 65 years. Love Cantrell Funeral Home, where love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Just like a winning team, Liberty State Bank is there when you need them most, providing financial solutions that fit your goals. Whether it's building a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, you can count on us to be there every step of the way. Experience the power of partnership with Liberty State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Tigers, Saints, and Bulldogs.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville Church of Christ invites you to come worship with us. Smithville Church of Christ believes that God is a relational being who exists as Father, Son, and Spirit. That human beings have a created likeness to God which makes each of us eternally valuable. That salvation is the free gift of God, received through faith and expressed through confession, repentance, and baptism. That personal transformation, a process initiated by God's grace, gathers momentum as our will is increasingly brought into alignment with God's will. Come visit Smithville Church of Christ any Sunday or Wednesday night as we study together and worship our Lord. For 20 years, Southern Landscape Supply has been serving DeKalb County and the Upper Cumberland with everything you need to keep your lawn looking its best. From grass seed and fertilizer to top quality mowers and tractors, we've got you covered. And when it comes time for maintenance, our full parts and service department is here to keep your equipment running strong. Whether you're tackling the backyard or the back 40, trust your hometown experts at Southern Landscape Supply. Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville.
DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Every once in a while, we have a slow show. When I say slow show, it means no guests. We invited several today, but everybody's tired of us. They don't come talk to us no more.
It's a busy season. It's like
is.
right now is a busy season. I sent one kid one way and one kid's going another way, and I'm going to be watching both kids on my phone until I can get to – I'm going to Marley's game. But Maddox plays baseball today, so I'll watch his baseball game and maybe get to catch one of them tomorrow. So,
all right. The weather's going to be nice, though. At least it'd be worth getting out and doing some stuff. I got work around the house today.
Well, I
need
to be doing.
Yeah, it's just got to be done. But anyway, what I was getting around to, every once in a while we have a slow show and we break out viewer questions, and that's where we take questions through our chat, again, email or direct message, and share those with you. Quick update: 3:54 to go in the third quarter. Sparta has taken a 12-0 lead over the Pee Wee Tigers. Pee Wees have to win, of course, to advance their season. So we'll keep track of that and pass that along as we go. A couple of questions submitted by Abram Edwards. And first one we're going to get to, how long until DeKalb County has an athletic director? Now, if you're looking at DeKalb County High School, the athletic director is the principal and has been since the beginning of time. Bruce Curtis serves the dual purpose as principal and as athletic director. Now, you were telling me something I wasn't aware of at the break. We have a county-wide athletic director?
Well, okay, so like at the West School, it is the assistant principal, and at the middle school, it's the assistant principal as well. I know that like when I have to do my player packets, a lot of paperwork for a kid to play sports. Just let me tell you, there's a lot of paperwork you have to fill out. That comes from Mr. Reeder. So I would assume that Mr. Reeder is maybe over the other athletic directors. Like I think he handles all of the paperwork. I know like if there's a homeschool kid that wants to play, you have to go see him.
Yeah.
And make sure you're going to the correct school that you're zoned for.
Okay.
And things like that. So I kind of think he probably is the county one. It just kind of falls under his umbrella of other jobs that he does. I know he doesn't necessarily do hiring of coaches.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's part of his
responsibility,
his
so
responsibility.
to speak. Yeah.
Because they Mr. Cripps kind of tries to leave that up to the principals.
Yeah.
Because the principals knows what they need in their schools. So, sorry, my watch keeps going on. Game changer reminders. So I kind of think that was also making sure I'm not getting a message saying, shut up, stop talking. But I kind of think that's the principals do the hiring of the coaches, and then he kind of oversees and makes sure everybody is in compliance with all of the board policies and TWSA policies.
Okay. What I'm going to kind of narrow this down to from Abram's perspective, I believe, is when will DeKalb County High School have an athletic director that is solely athletic director, not principal / athletic director. And I'm going to say that, and I'm not knocking Bruce. I mean, you know, hats off to Bruce for wearing two hats. That's a job he'd probably rather not have it to serve both purposes. But, you know, Upperman's got an athletic director. Cannon County has an athletic director, and they have for years, that is separate from the principal. Why does DeKalb County not have one? Do we know?
I have no idea. Sorry, speechless. I do not know.
But do we need that individual that oversees all the sports, that you know, does take care of the hiring, the interviewing process for coaches, you know, and even at that, they're probably still going to have to make recommendations to the principal. Principal's still going to have to do the hiring, but do you need that person that's solely focused on sports, all the sports? And we've got so many in the high school now that I really do feel like you need someone that really can, you know, oversee what's going on in all the athletics. And then you've got your principal, who obviously has got his hands full already with what's going on in the school all the way around.
I don't know. I wish Coach was here because he could answer this, and because he doesn't work in the county. I work in the county. I kind of feel like it is probably a budget issue. It's also probably a I don't know. I
think somebody's got a chainsaw upstairs.
I think somebody's vacuuming.
It is getting Halloween time, you know.
I think it's probably not been needed until maybe the last 5 to 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not competing for state titles a whole lot of times, and I understand that might be a reason why. that might be a reason why I'm not getting into that. I just don't know that the school system has ever seen a need for it. Maybe there needs to be a need for it. Maybe that's something that you talk to board members about. And maybe you talk to your county commissioners to give more funding to the schools. I mean, we're building something for prisoners that's nicer than our school buildings. So maybe you talk to them and say, hey, can we give some of that money to the school system to improve, the kids that are not in prison? But I'm going to get off that soapbox, and that's the only thing I'm going to say.
I don't know all the responsibilities that go on with saying an assistant principal. And I'll use Seth Willoughby as an example of somebody that has a sports background in DeKalb County that is an assistant principal. With someone like that, and I'm not saying him in particular, but just using someone like him as an example who's got that background, with the responsibility of athletic director overload his plate in his responsibilities, because I personally don't know what all he's overseeing.
I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to go from I'm going to give an example of someone that I do know that is the athletic director. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Maynard is the athletic director for Upperman. Mm-hmm. Jimmy is also retired.
Right.
So he is possibly working on a 100-day contract or something to that effect. He is not a administrator. He's not a teacher. He's also very seasoned. He has been a principal.
Yes.
He has been a football coach. He has some seasoned experience. I know at one time maybe Medley, Coach Medley at Gordonsville.
Mark Medley, yes.
Medley. I kind of think he went back to Wilson County and did a 100-day contract.
He did.
Where he was kind of over their junior high football program and some things of that nature. It's going to have to be somebody like that. When you're dealing with coaches can be very manipulative to get what they want. And I think that's probably why it is Coach Mr. Curtis. I'm sorry, we just call him Coach Curtis because he was a coach when I had him in school.
Yeah.
But Mr. Curtis it probably has to be the principal at the high school, because if not, I could see a coach manipulating somebody of lesser authority.
Sure.
Into getting what they want. And I think that's kind of a lot of it. I don't know what the answer is. I guess the big answer is just you need to pray about it and ask for guidance about it. And we come together as a community, and if you something you really want, you're going to have to come together as a community and ask for it. If you ask for it, but asking for it to us is not going to get anything done. That's where you need to approach board members. That's where you need to approach your commissioners, people like that. That's who needs to be asked that question. And it may be just that nobody's ever asked that question to them.
Yeah. True. And that's where I was going when we were talking the earlier segment about, coaches needing assistant coaches, needing this and that. Again, that's an athletic director's purpose. I mean, that's one of the jobs that they oversee is, helping put coaches, get coaches in place for certain programs. And again, that's one thing I kind of agree with you on this, where let's say, and I've seen this too, where you have an active coach within a school be the athletic director. Well, if he's the football coach, is he going to favor things for the football team more, not care as much about I don't know. I don't say that that's always a case, but it could be a case.
Well, I know, I'm going to give an example from Smith County, because I worked there for 10 years. I coached softball at Smith County High School for 8 years, 6 or 8 years. I can't remember. A period of time. And at Gordonsville, in past, all of their athletic money went into one account.
Right.
So softball didn't have to fundraise because football was like every other college sport. They floated the budget for everybody. I mean, Southern Miss, we wanted our football team to go to a bowl game because that floated the budget for every other athletic program for the year.
Yeah.
Well, at Gordonsville, that's kind of the way things were always done, because football was the major thing, basketball, all of it went into one account. So their softball team never had to do any fundraising. When I took over at Smith County High School, I had to fundraise enough money I got no money from the school.
Oh, wow.
I had to fundraise every bit of the money to pay for my umpires
Because it
for
wasn't
games.
that. It wasn't like that. Like it wasn't going to.
However many games we had, I had to figure out how much umpires were going to cost me, and I had to make sure I had that much money in my account before my season started.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't matter how I did it, but I had to have that before they would even call for umpires.
Yeah.
Like I had to have X amount of money. Now, when I got hired, there was a booster club. And I think there's still a booster club. When I got hired to be the assistant softball coach at Smith County, there was no stipend. There was a stipend for the head coach. That was it. My stipend came from the softball account, paid half of it. I got paid $800.
Oh, wow.
I got $400 from the softball account.
Yeah.
That was put into my paycheck and taxed and all the things. And then there was $400 given to me. It went to the same account, another $400 from the booster club, and that's how I got paid.
Wow.
For the first 3 years of coaching softball, that's how I was paid.
And you think out there that these coaches are making a lot of money.
Yeah. And I mean, I was coaching 4 junior high teams for $1,000. Like all 4 of them, $1,000. That was it. That was my supplement. So people don't go into teaching to coach to make money. I mean, that's just, it's not happening. If you're going to do that, you're going to Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, my friend's brother goes to Georgia, and that's all he does is coach, but he's got to win. Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't win,
he's out the door.
He's out the door.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he does get paid well to coach, but he invests all that time into coaching.
Yeah.
He's not having to teach. That's his job. So, I don't know. Like I said,
basically, Abram, to answer your questions, we don't have an answer, but we've got, there are ways maybe it could happen. But
Go
exactly.
and ask.
Exactly. Because, I think it's something that's needed. I think it's been needed a long time. I've probably been beating that drum for 20 years, if truth be told. But, me beating the drum don't make any difference. I mean, we can all talk about it, but it's the ones with some authority and with some power that make those decisions. And, again, we're not trying to, knock down Bruce Curtis or anything like that. If anything, I don't know how he balances both jobs. That's a lot. I mean, because athletics has grown so much.
Well, you think about yesterday, his school day, it probably started at 6-something in the morning.
If not sooner.
And he was still at the football game when I left at 9:30 last night.
Yep.
So he put in a long day, and you don't get paid any extra to be the athletic director. You get paid. There's a stipend system for how many teachers, but you don't get paid for athletic events.
Right.
So it is a lot on him to have to do that. I'm sure he would probably love for some things to be taken off his plate.
I bet so too.
Like I said, I think it's one of those things that maybe we need to ask, or people need to ask. It doesn't need to be one person. It needs to be people. Need to ask board members, need to ask principals and things like that. Why do we not have one? And, sometimes asking the squeaky wheel gets
the grease.
And that's how you get the ball rolling.
Yep.
And I feel like sometimes, we can all complain out here on the sidelines and on this cast, but until you go and ask the people that can make the change, we're not doing ourselves any good.
Okay, I'm going to get to Abram's second question here, and I was hoping Coach Vance would be back for this, but he's still he's watching his grandson play soccer. That's where he's gone off to. We can't knock him for that. Who is the best DeKalb County High School football team ever, and why is it the 2008 team? Now, I know 2008 is. I always say that was the turning point. That was after the 3 years that preceded it, that laid that foundation under Coach Trapp. There were a lot of struggles there. The 2008 team turned the tide. They came out and they won 9 games that year. They went 9-3, opened the season, beating Warren County, won at Watertown for the first time since the early 70s, and beat Greenbrier for the first time in eons as well. Lost to Station Camp, but then beat Cannon County handily. Won at Pearl Cone. They beat Upperman in a shootout. Lost to White House 49-35 at home. Won 3 in a row. Went into the playoffs. In fact, won at McMinn Central. First ever playoff win for DeKalb County High School football team. before losing at White House the following week. Well, Abram, I did some homework on your question. And Kelly, I'm going to throw this out there, and I know, again, football may not be your forte, but you can look at the numbers and kind of see, where I'm coming from on all this. I took into consideration 4 teams that I would consider to be probably the top 4 in DCHS history. And, of course, somebody would argue with me. Others may. But through all the history I've researched, here are the 4 teams that I took into consideration. And I'm going to break them down by the numbers. I did, like I said, some homework on this. Team number 1 is the 1973 team. The 1973 team went 9-2. Their only regular season loss was at Castle Heights, which happened to be the 100th game in DCHS history, ironically. But they lost a 2-touchdown margin at Castle Heights. They went 9-1 in the regular season. Back then, only one district team went to the playoffs, and DeKalb County did not get to go because they finished second in the district. And Jackson County, they played them in the Lions Bowl. They ended up losing that game 34-18 to finish 9-2. Here's some things about the 1973 team. They had 3 shutouts that season. I was trying to go back through my notes, and I can't even read my own handwriting now. 3 shutouts to open the season, or not to open the season, but during the season that year. Numbers-wise, they scored 26.2 points per game. They allowed 11.7 points per game for a margin of 14.5 points per game. Next team is the 1979 team. The 1979 team started the season 9-0. They lost at York Institute in the regular season finale, which caused them to miss the playoffs. They would then lose to Good Pasture in the Industrial Bowl, a game that by all means I've ever heard, they were so dejected by not making the playoffs. They really didn't come out all that fired up against Good Pasture. I know you got to play the game, and it does go on the record. They ended up 9-2, but here's some things about the 79 team. Again, 9-0 to start the season. They lost their last 2 games, the regular season finale and the bowl game. This team allowed only 69 points the entire year, and they shut out 6 of their opponents. So when you look at the numbers and margin of victory, they only scored 22.5 points per game, but they only allowed 6.3 points per game. That's a margin of 16.2 points per game. Now, let's move forward to the aforementioned 2008 team, which, again, kind of broke down the walls, broke down the barriers, won the first playoff game. Huge season that year. Their 2 of their 3 losses were to a very good White House team. Now, White House, playoff-wise, they did make it to the playoff semifinals that year, but they lost to eventual state champion Knoxville Catholic. And arguably, that might have been the toughest game Catholic had during their playoff run or for their entire season. That Catholic team was loaded that year. 38-31, they lost that game. So that White House team that DeKalb County lost to twice was a very good team. They also lost to Station Camp 51-27. Again, first ever playoff win. The 2008 team scored 415 points, and that's a actual average of 34.6 points per game. Defensively, they allowed 24.8 points per game that season, and that's a margin of 9.8 points per game. White House was good. They did beat Pearl Cone. That Pearl Cone team was down a little bit that year. Not going to, try to knock it too much, but that wasn't the typical Pearl Cone team that they had seen the couple of years before. They were down just a little bit. Still, 9-3 overall on the season. Great year. Now, the team they're most compared to is the 2012 team. Coach is coming back, and I'm glad. Perfect timing for that as well. The 2012 team went 10-2 overall. They got the first ever home playoff win in school history. They scored 494 points, the most in program history. They lost twice to Livingston Academy. Now, Livingston went on to lose to Knox Fulton in the quarterfinals. Fulton went on to win the state championship there in 2012. Now, margin of victory. The 2012 team scored 41.2 points per game. They allowed 13.3 points per game. That's an average margin of victory of 27.8 points per game. We're comparing, the question is, Coach, as you got back with us here, who is from Abram Edwards, who we had a couple of weeks ago, who is the best DCHS football team ever, and why is it the 2008 team? And we've been comparing. I went back to 1973, the team that went 9-2, lost a bowl game. 1979 started 9-0, or lost the last regular season game, missed the playoffs. I'm talking too much, and ended up losing their bowl game, but they allowed only 69 points the entire season in 1979. And they had 6 shutouts along the way that year as well. 2008, of course, we remember that season. 9-3, first ever playoff win. 415 points scored. Lost twice to White House, including the playoffs, and once to Station Camp. And I was just talking about the 2012 team, first ever home playoff win, 10-2, 2 losses to Livingston, including the playoff loss. 494 points scored, a team record that season. And average margin of victory, 2008, 9.8 points per game. 2012, 27.8 points per game. And I'm going to throw 79 back in there as well. They won by an average of 16.2 points per game, giving up only 6.3 points per contest. I know you love your defense. So, hey, I got to turn your mic back on. That would help. There you are. So
I'm really disappointed that the 95 3-8 team isn't among your candidates
well,
here.
Let's see. Let's go back and look at that. I've got that pulled up right here, Coach.
We'll just leave it right there.
The 73 team, I did notice that the team that they did lose to was Castle Heights. Was that in their conference?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going back. So I know some history on this. Castle Heights was a military academy, boys only, and that makes it kind of a private school.
Yeah. They were good.
No. But I'm saying that's a private school. You're not dealing with, those kids went there and lived there.
Sure.
And I know this because I'll give a funny story. My uncle Tony, my great uncle Tony, went to Castle Heights, and so they put him on the train in Watertown to go to Castle Heights back to school. My great-great-grandparents did. And he didn't get off in Lebanon. He kept going, and he ended up joining the carnival, and he lived the life of a carnival.
You've heard of people saying, I'm going to run off and join the circus.
He did. He had it was probably a lot for my grandparents to send him there. And, he decided.
Wow.
So he joined the carnival instead of staying at Castle Heights.
Oh, my goodness.
I look at that. That is a private school that they lost to. And then they lost to Jackson County. Would Jackson County would all of those been conference games?
Those early years, there were 20 teams in the district that year. 20 total. So most of the games I actually played were probably district games. Jackson County had a great run in the early 70s all across their sports. They had some really good teams. So that was a pretty tough Jackson County team they lost to that year. Of course, that was in a bowl game. But anyway, just to kind of...
No, I'm trying to get a feel. That's what's so hard for me to look at this and compare, because you're going from one region to another. I know one loss was to Good Pasture, another private school, and then we get to where we get somewhere in the 2000s and they kick all the private schools into their own conference, which helps a lot of people, because I know my husband played football at Smith County, and he talked about every year they had to play Good Pasture, and he's like, it wasn't fair because they were recruiting kids, and and he was right, they were. But I think that's going to be the hard part about comparing them. But then I'm kind of with Coach on defense. If you're giving up a ton of points,
and I'm going to go back to 2012 again and just look. The first 3 games of the season were shutouts. 50-0 over Warren County, 65-0 at Clay County, largest win in school history, 42-0 at Cannon County. They didn't give up double digits till week 5, and that was to Smith County in the 500th game in DCHS history. Again, they reeled off 9 straight wins. They only gave up double-digit points 3 times in the regular season that year. And, of course, Livingston was very good that year, and Livingston put 35 and 37 on that defense. If it tells you how good that Livingston team was.
And I'm looking at the Smith County. I'm pretty sure that was the year that was a new coach.
That was Jimmy Maynard.
Was that his last year?
That was his last season.
I was going to say. It was getting real close to when he quit coaching.
Yep.
What team, and I can't put my years run together, was the first to win the region?
2019. No, 2020. Sorry. 2019, by the way, and I made notes on these. 2019 was a state semifinalist team. Let's not forget that. They only went 8-5, but they went the deepest any team has ever gone to the state quarterfinals. 2020 was the first region championship. The COVID year, 6-3 in the regular season. They ended up 7-4.
See, my logic comes back to that, and I would have to go with 2019.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted, you got to put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Little bit there. The 95 team that I coached, 3-8 playoffs. Yeah, like the fourth time at that point that DeKalb had ever been to the playoffs. But they don't belong in the discussion.
Sure.
You get a first home round game period, fine, you finish second.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a good team. And I think Coach Trapp will talk about the 2012 team, with anybody ever. But then I want to look at 19, and regardless, and we can talk about errors, and is it LeBron or is it Jordan, we can forget everything. To me, the best team is the one that wins the region.
Yeah. Now, 20 is the one that won the region. And again, 19 went to the deepest in the playoffs. 20 won the region championship. I got to put an asterisk there. They only played 3 region games. Again, it's COVID shortened year. It's like the knock on the Lakers 2020 championship in the bubble. Do you really count it? I mean, yeah, you won the championship, again, it's a region championship for DeKalb County. Let's not throw it away. But if it's a regular season, normal season, how does it play out? We don't know.
Right.
That's one thing we don't know. So I do, in a way, put an asterisk beside 2020 just a little bit. The deep run of 19 certainly gets, deserves a lot of accolades. The 8 team was great. There's no doubt about it. It was great. There was a difference in region. You're playing Greenbrier, White House, Station Camp, Sycamore, Pearl Cone, rather than 2012, which by the time 2012 rolled around, they had backed into the region with Cannon, York, Livingston. Upperman was in that, kind of back to the old almost 8AA days there, and not knocking that level of competition, obviously, but it's tough. It's, if they were to play one another,
right,
is what you look at, is if they play one another, who wins. So, I hate to pick one.
The white team, the black team wins.
I hate to pick one, but as I sort through the numbers and really look at how the season's played out and all of that, it's hard to beat that 2012 team. To score 41 points a game and to only give up 13, and the shutouts, the largest win in school history, you just run up against a buzzsaw with the Livingston team. You and I remember that Livingston team. We just did not match up well with them.
No, not at all. And I think it was, week 11 played Livingston basically for the championship and lost that. And then they turned around 2 weeks later.
And again.
And I think it was worse results the second time around than it was the first time. I could be wrong, but
about the same. About 22-23 was the margin for both.
I was thinking with Coach Trapp putting together his 20-year team, and I'm thinking, well, I'm not sure how he's going to do this. He's going to do this by position or by year, and he did it by year, which I think makes a lot more sense. But I'm thinking, okay, now, if he does go with quarterbacks, because, you're going to put a Petit in there, you're going to put a Jennings in there.
Yeah.
You're going to put a Parker in there. You're going to put a Lucas Phillips in there. And so just where does he go? And if he decides to put somebody over somebody else, does he knock the other one back to a free safety or something? Where is he going to disperse all of these quarterbacks?
Yeah.
And it's that same kind of debate. And, I could get that down to 2 in my mind pretty quickly, but it's the team in black.
See, told you.
So this will be a debate forever, and I'd love one of these days just to maybe an online poll or something, just to get people's opinion, and why do you think this team was the best of all time? And just, there are people out there that played for these teams. We didn't obviously play. We called a lot of games for some of these teams.
I wasn't alive for a couple of those.
Yeah, you weren't alive back in 73.
You'd have to do the demographics.
Yeah.
You'd have to have what age are you when you vote?
True.
Because I'm betting the 50, 60, 70-year-olds are going to go, hey, we've got these teams in the 70s, and they're the ones that I watched or I played with, and absolutely is a different era of football. And you go to the ones that are in their 20s or 30s, like, hey, it's 2012, 2019, whatever.
Yeah. Abram followed up with a comment. I love this. We have had some great teams. The fact we can even have this conversation is great. I agree with that because there was a run for a long time where the program really struggled, and like I said, 2008 it's kind of taken off, and not every year's been a great year, but we've had a lot of very good years. I mean, I think 12 winning seasons out of 17 after Coach Trapp's first 3 years, and that's a program best. 13 consecutive years of playoffs, program best. You got to be really happy where the program has come.
You do.
All right. Kelly's watching baseball.
I'm not watching baseball. I'm watching softball. My daughter did just score. So.
All right. So anyway, we've got still more to come. When we come back, we'll have a Junior Pro update for you. We'll talk about the Region Golf Tournament. We will announce the Goodell Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week. All that when we come back to DC Blitz. We're presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is DeKalb County Insurance. Get a quote today at DeKalbInsurance.net.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Home Surveillance is your trusted partner in video surveillance equipment. Our team understands the critical importance of safeguarding your family and securing your business assets. We offer comprehensive solutions tailored to your specific needs, ensuring peace of mind through advanced technology and expert installation. As a locally owned and operated business, we take pride in our community and strive to build lasting relationships with our customers. Let Home Surveillance help you protect the things most important to you. Give us a call at 615-597-6287.
In the heart of Smithville, by the tranquil waters of Center Hill Lake, one name stands out in real estate: Lake Homes Realty and the Tony Luna Group. With over 25 years of experience and a track record of over $100 million in local sales, Tony Luna is the expert you can trust. Whether you're selling your cherished home or seeking that perfect lakeside retreat, Tony's commitment ensures you'll get top dollar for your property. Call 615-210-9522 and take the first step towards your real estate success.
Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations has served the Upper Cumberland area as a premier auto glass shop since 2011. Located at 1620 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookville, our business offers chipped glass repair, glass replacement, windshield repair, and much more. Plus, on-site service is available. We also offer free mobile installation. We look forward to assisting our customers with any and all windshield repairs. For all your auto glass needs, stop by Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations. Phone 931-979-7339.
Just like the excitement of the big game, life is filled with unforgettable moments. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that when the final moment comes, you want to honor those moments with dignity and care. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding solace in a time of grief, our compassionate staff is here to provide the support you need. Love Cantrell Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of DeKalb County Athletics through 3 generations. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Just like a winning team, Liberty State Bank is there when you need them most, providing financial solutions that fit your goals. Whether it's building a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, you can count on us to be there every step of the way. Experience the power of partnership with Liberty State Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Go Tigers, Saints, and Bulldogs.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville Church of Christ invites you to come worship with us. Smithville Church of Christ believes that God is a relational being who exists as Father, Son, and Spirit. That human beings have a created likeness to God which makes each of us eternally valuable. That salvation is the free gift of God, received through faith and expressed through confession, repentance, and baptism. That personal transformation, a process initiated by God's grace, gathers momentum as our will is increasingly brought into alignment with God's will. Come visit Smithville Church of Christ any Sunday or Wednesday night as we study together and worship our Lord.
Want a mower that's tough enough to break all the rules? Want everything without sacrificing anything? Want performance for the long haul at an unbeatable value? The perfect balance of power and performance? You want a bad boy mower. Packed with power, muscle, simplicity, and comfort the pro and you demands. It's your time. You deserve a bad boy. Find your big boy mower at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
Final segment of our Saturday morning DC Blitz. Tom Kelly, Coach Casey, has let us know that the Pee Wee Tigers have been defeated. Their season is over. 25-0. Final score for the Pee Wee Tigers, and tough matchup for them today against White County. Later today, the Junior Tigers and the Senior Tigers will both play against the Junior Panthers of Stone Memorial. Junior Tigers at 1:30 will kick off. Senior Tigers at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Lots of Junior Pro at the Van Hoosier Stadium today, so go out and support our kids. A little later today as the Junior and Senior Tigers will be in action starting at 1:30 this afternoon. Region for a golf tournament was scheduled for Thursday. For the first time in about a month, it rained. And once it started, it didn't quit. So, of course, the course was soggy Thursday morning. They move it to Monday. Chris, you being the golf coach, I suppose the delay doesn't affect anything, right?
It doesn't. When golf, you've got your golf guys, they're going to go, and girls, and they're going to go, and they're going to hit with their swing coaches, period. I think the advantage that it does give is kind of swings it back towards Central Magnet and towards Macon, because now they have an extra opportunity to go and play a course that they're not that familiar with.
Right.
And that would have been, we're looking at the boys shaving off 16 strokes, and how does that happen? Well, a lot of it happens with Blair staying where he was, and Hale shaving several strokes off of his 82, which is so unlike him. He's going to be closer to par, especially at Cookeville Country Club or the
Golden Eagle.
Golden Eagle. It used to be Cookeville Country Club. So your advantage to help you get some more strokes out of that is that these other schools aren't familiar with it. And Emily said last week she knows for a fact that up until that point, Central Magnet had not played the course.
Yeah.
So now they've got an extra 3 or 4 days, or the weekend in particular, to book a tee time, go out there and get that and become familiar with it. So I think we lose a little bit of advantage there. You know, practice round's not the same thing as playing it with all the pressure, whatever. But, you know, it is what it is. You certainly do not want to go out there and play a wet course. The ball's going to travel different. It's going to roll different, or it's not going to roll at all. It's going to stick. It's going to plug. You're going to have to make some accommodations as far as lift, clean, place, that sort of thing. The bunkers, my understanding, were underwater, and so you want to play golf.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to use a grip length if you're in the fairway that we used to have to do. You want to go out there and play golf. We're going to play it where it lies, so you want the course in as good a condition as it can be in.
All right, 9 o'clock Monday morning at Golden Eagle over in Cookeville. The Region 4A tournament will be teeing off, and we're going to be pulling for our golf team's top. The winner of the region, both boys, girls, advance on to state, and the top 3 medalists outside of the team that qualifies for state, correct, Coach, moves on to state. So,
and you're looking at the guy from Gordonsville that shot lights out in the region. One of those candidates in there in case our boy Tigers can't get there.
All right, so we'll be pulling for our guys as well. Big tournament again starts on Monday, and we'll have all the results hopefully on DC Blitz. We'll be in touch with Coach Pryor to get some info on that. Volleyball played 4 matches in 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Warren County Monday, Livingston Tuesday, Smith County in a day game in front of the student body Wednesday, Opperman Thursday. The day game, Daniel was telling me that it was 24-24 in one of the sets, last couple sets, and the bell rang for everybody to leave. And just as the girls were coming back and getting momentum, all the students left. And, of course, they fell to Smith County, but a great opportunity. I'm just, I know we're not talking about a lot of wins for this volleyball team, Kelly, but we're talking about a team that, as Daniel put it, we were talking earlier, they're miles better than they were last year. This program's coming a long way.
Oh, yes, and was talking to Jordan last night. She was just talking about, she was exhausted kind of from it. But I think there's a lot of learning when you play that much. It's kind of like why they play those tournaments on the weekends. You get a lot of games in. They've done a lot of learning this week, and I'm sure Coach has seen a lot of growth from Monday even to Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And just the more you play, the better you get. And I think they have gotten a ton of games in this year.
They played a bunch of 29, I think, total matches they've had this year. Warren County comes to Smithfield. This will be the home finale coming up on Monday. Last chance for you to see the team at home will be Monday afternoon, 5 o'clock. Again, against border rival Warren County. They'll travel to Cannon County on Tuesday and then to Cumberland County on Thursday. This is the final week of the regular season for volleyball. Tune it up. Get ready for district tournament. The JV district tournament is at Livingston next Saturday, and then following on Monday, we'll start the district tournament. So, get out. Watch our volleyball team. They've, again, come a long way since last year and just continued to improve. Coach, you may be over Cannon for the match.
I may. They play at 5 o'clock, and I've learned from Cannon's coach, Coach Stacy, that talking about growth and progressing the team that DeKalb has, they've only have one senior on this team.
Wow.
So you're looking at the continuity and people coming back based on what successes they have had this year. And that's just going to build as you get more experience and you get older.
And I think you'll have the coaches back. Coach Horton was there last year, and she left. Of course, Coach Johnson was assistant last year, and she loves this program. She loves working with this program, and Coach Cross has come in to help out as well, and I think you'll have all kinds of continuity and see some big-time improvement as they'll have a full off-season to work with this program and go into next year. Soccer, the match on Tuesday night with Stone Memorial was rained out. They rescheduled that for Thursday, October 2nd. The game with Jackson County scheduled for that night has been canceled. Thursday night, they traveled up to old arch nemesis Livingston, and Livingston, in fact, leading the district, and DeKalb County came out just on the short end. 1-0 was the score. Livingston is now 5-0, leading the way in the district. DeKalb County in the middle of the pack there at 1-3 in the last couple of weeks of the regular season. Coming up for Lady Tigers soccer with Upperman coming to town on Tuesday. Stone Memorial, the match we mentioned, on Thursday night. In fact, the last 4 matches are all at home. Smith County and Macon County on the 7th and the 9th. And you kind of get ready for this stretch run here, Chris, of the last few games here going into the tournament. And as we know, this has been a young Lady Tiger team, a lot of freshmen getting time to play. I'm impressed by that 1-0 score. I know you lose, but Livingston's always kind of the gold standard with the local girls soccer.
It is. Typically, you're looking at Livingston, you're looking at Stone Memorial, you're looking at Cumberland County when it comes to soccer. And that's just the gauntlet you have to run, and it just seems like it's every year. And we talk about Macon County, what are they feeding those boys up there, whatever. And it's like what's happening with the soccer program, and that in that area as well. So it's going to be a tough road, but the girls were young and they're getting better. This ninth grade group that they have playing a lot, they're getting better every game, like volleyball is every game, and more experiences and situations where I didn't know what to do at this point. Now I've learned from that and hopefully getting better.
The Saints tennis team, the Saints continue to just rock and roll. They got a win over Rockvale on Tuesday. 4-1 was the final with their matches. They won 4 compared to 1 for Rockvale. And then they came back on Tuesday and beat Oakland 3 matches to 2. The final there, girls very close against Oakland on Thursday, lost 3-2, lost to Rockvale 4-1. And looking at middle school tennis this upcoming week, they will be wrapping up their regular season on September 30th. That is Tuesday at SCMS. I don't know if that's Smith County Middle or that's what was on the schedule, or if that's, South Carolina Middle or.
No, I was trying to think. One of the kids told me where they played, but it's not Smith County. I think it is Station Camp.
Station Camp, okay. So that's coming up Tuesday, and again, their last match of the regular season, 5:30 on Tuesday. Cross country, the DCHS cross country will be at the Coleman Midget Invitational in Hendersonville next Saturday morning at 10 a.m. DeKalb Middle cross country is at the Highlands Classic, going on a Cookeville cross country course. That's actually, it may even be over by now because I think they started at 8 o'clock this morning. Junior Pro playoffs will continue next Saturday, so plenty coming up in the week ahead. We're starting slowly to transition through the fall sports a little bit. Saints and Bulldog basketball is about a little less than a month away already. Best of the West, are you still working on that?
I've got Best of the West. The Lions Club may kill me this year. I have squeezed 44 games into 6 days. I'm going to... my clock keeper is really going to have to be efficient with the time. But so many teams wanted to play in this tournament, and it's so hard to say no. I actually had to tell a couple of teams no, but I told them, I said, look, it inevitably happens. Somebody drops out. Just hope it's a girls team that drops out, because I have a girls team in waiting. We've got the Best of the West starts the 20th, so it will start. And I think next year I'm just going to go ahead when I do this year, before we start the tournament, I'm going to go ahead and say, this is the date for next year, and I'm going to go ahead and extend it out to 7 days.
Yeah.
Last year, I did something different, and I didn't start the tournament till Tuesday, and I ended it on Tuesday. Halloween and fall breaks kind of mess with you, but I really need a Saturday to begin it and a Saturday to end it, and I really don't want to start on Saturday of fall break. But yeah, we've got a ton of teams playing. Of course, it used to be a 2-week tournament, and it's about grown back into a 2-week tournament. There's so many teams that want to play in it, and we've added the JV division. So, basketball's fixing to get going.
I want to ask you a question. I know you're not coaching at the West School this year, but you're very still involved, obviously, and they're joining TMSAA this year at DeKalb West School. How does that change a lot for the program?
Yes, they cannot. Them in the middle school can start officially practicing Monday.
Okay.
Where we used to could have practice this whole time. They have not been able to practice any. So they're going to have about 10 practices before they play.
Wow.
And that's all I have to say about that.
That's all you got to say about it. Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that. So, in fact, coming up this week, we'll start releasing the basketball schedules for the middle school, West School, and DeKalb County High School as well. High school starts a little bit later. I think November 18th is when their first game is. But it is right around the corner. We'll be shifting gears into those winter time sports, as we call that time of the year. All right, we're going to wrap it up with the Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week. We had 4 nominees for Athlete of the Week this week. Jordan Agee of the DeKalb Middle School, or DeKalb Middle School. Where am I at this morning? DeKalb
Yeah, she was there forever.
DeKalb High School volleyball team. They've been on a great run, and Jordan had some tough competition, of course, for the Tiger at volleyball team. Had some great matches the week before. Emily Anderson of the Lady Tiger golf team shot a Tournament best 83 for her at the district tournament last week. William Blair, who shot a 75 and was fourth medalist on the boys' side of the district tournament, DeKalb County High School Golf. And then Ben Driver, who set another personal best. Ben just keeps one-upping himself, and I think it was like 18:31 for 3.1 miles, something like that, around 18 and a half minutes. So I was just thinking about that. That's 6-minute mile. Yeah, that's scary. I can't do that. I've never been able to do that.
There are some people, I like to watch these ultra runs where they run for 24, 48 hours like straight.
Yeah.
Or some of them they run and then they rest. You just rest a certain point. And like I was watching one and they're running in Europe and this one guy finished in less than 24 hours and the other guy, the guy that was doing the vlogging, like I think it took him like 20 or 30 hours to do it, but the other guy did it like in less than 20, like he did it in 20 hours, and they were like, I can't believe he's already done like 8 hours. He shaved 8 hours off of it.
Yeah, these people run these 26.2 mile marathons. How do you get where you want to do that?
Well, we had Coach Davis in here that was doing junior high cross country, and she was training for a marathon, and I'm sad. I don't know how it's going to go. She has gotten a stress fracture.
Oh, no.
And I'm pretty sure it's from probably the training that she was doing. She's been in a boot for about 2 weeks at school. And I was like, well, I hope it's not a stress fracture, but I'm afraid it probably is.
I won't count her out. She may go out there boot and all.
Yeah, knowing her, she probably would. She put a roller skate on it. And
I couldn't do that either. that would be ugly.
Not down snow.
No, my brother has the best sticker. Or because you see this 26 point whatever miles on the back of these cars, he has a 0.0. He's not about to run.
Yeah, running again. And I'm going to have this put on a shirt one of these days. I run for survival, not for recreation.
Well, as I said last night, you said something about running last night. I said, all you got to do is beat the guy on crutches, and you're good.
Yeah, well, knowing my elite speed, he might have a good chance.
Yeah, he was getting around pretty good on those crutches last night.
No doubt about it. Anyway, our Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week. When I started voting on Wednesday, we were bombarded. We had just in one day, over 100 votes. Turned in just that. That was the most we'd ever had in a one-day time frame. The public really got out to vote on this one, and after counting up all the points, our votes, and everything, Emily Anderson is the Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week, the DeKalb County High School Lady Tiger Golf Team. So congratulations to Emily, our winner this week. They're all winners. We just can't give a plaque to everybody. We could, but we don't. So anyway, as we close the door on today's show, Coach, any final thoughts? Thank you, Coach.
I begin my morning period. They're not officially done, but they might as well be. The Astros are. Their playoff run is over.
Play your button.
It's over. Yeah, I'm here to entertain you, Tom. That's my purpose today.
Well, my Yankees will play the Red Sox and get beat, more than likely. So I'm just waiting for the inevitable.
Support your local teams.
Yes,
that's it.
Always, absolutely. Kelly.
Well, I'm going to go back to some of the conversations that we had. And if you want change, you have to ask for change. There's proper channels to go through to do that. But, voice your concerns, voice that you want a change in something, and in a positive way. I'm all about being positive, don't be negative. But in a positive way, try to find, and when they ask, well, what is your suggestion? Have a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the only way we're going to get any change, because people don't know that there's a need for change unless somebody brings it to someone else's attention. And so be positive about how you do things. Have a plan, or at least have an idea of, can we do this? Like, don't just come and say, we need an athletic director. Why do we need an athletic director? Have some reasons, have some stats to go with it, like, but I do feel there's some things that there's always change. Change is hard.
Yes.
Nobody likes change. Change is hard, but be positive about it, and just let people know that you want change, because sometimes people don't know, your wants and your needs.
With that, I want to also piggyback on what we did last night with the announcement of Coach Trapp's All-20 team. That was something that we had worked with him on and had been for several months now. And one thing when we started DC Blitz was not only to spotlight the current local sports and talk about everything that's kind of going on sports-wise throughout the county, not just focus on one or two things, but, really get down in the middle school and the youth rec leagues, some as well. But we want to bring some history because, again, history, some people hate it. I know growing up in school, it wasn't my favorite subject, but now as I've gotten older, I really love to study up on history, not just sports-wise, but just, history in general. But if we forget where we came from, we don't know where we're going. And, we've got a lot of great history in DeKalb County sports. And these are things like Abram Edwards posing some questions, talking about teams from the past. We need to remember these things, and we need to have them out there and share them. And I think we need to do more to try to promote, our past student athletes and coaches because, who's to say in 20 years, will we have forgotten who Harold Luna is? And arguably, he may be the greatest basketball coach that we've ever had in DeKalb County. Mike Braswell, same thing. Coach Braswell's still very involved, but 50 years from now, will that generation remember Coach Braswell? Coach Trapp and what he's doing now. Coach Reeder, what he's done with the baseball program. So many great student athletes and coaches. We need to do our best to do more of that and not suppress what's happened in the past. Dig up these stats, dig up these numbers, and I've been a big fan of that for a lot of years now. And but there's a lot of gaping holes that I even have in a lot of research that I've done. But I've had a lot of help putting some stuff together to put out there. But let's talk more about where we've been, our history, the people that have made up DeKalb County sports. We don't have trophy cases full of championships, but what we do have is a lot of great people that made a difference athletically, and then not only that, came home and made a difference on a professional level, and we should. I think we should really do more to spotlight that and appreciate it. All right, that's all. Rant over. Let's go home, watch football, or mow the yard or something. Or softball.
Baseball.
Yeah, you're not watching football today? No. Alabama, Georgia, you're not going to watch that tonight? Coach, you watching?
If it falls in between a softball and baseball, I got to get to Shelbyville to watch her play.
Okay.
And Maddox plays at Friendship in about an hour.
All right, so you got to hoof it. You got Bama, Georgia tonight. You watching?
Probably. I've also got a little crafty project that I've got to do for the the volleyball coach over at Cannon County.
Okay.
Who does Vanderbilt play today?
Somebody.
It's a home game.
I don't know.
It's like 11 o'clock today.
Do not know.
Keep talking for a second, and I'll let you know. Tennessee, of course, down at the Cowbells, taking on Mississippi State today.
And we go and talk about like teams being good. Like, look how much the SEC has changed.
Who? Utah. That's
State.
it. Utah
Okay.
State. Vandy's like a big favorite in that game, too. Vandy's ranked 18th in the country. So, they're 23.5 points. When's the last time Vandy was favored 23.5 over anybody? That's impressive.
NIL.
Yeah, well, no, that's not Vandy. I don't think you're not so much with Vandy, but man, that little quarterback, he's something else.
I like him. He's fiery.
Yeah, he'll probably be there another 10 years.
He reminds. Do you know who he reminds me of though? Kind of like his personality reminds me of the kid that was at A&M.
Menzel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does kind of have a little bit of that.
He's like a.
You are a sports fan. You are a football fan.
I don't know people's names, but I hope he doesn't take the Menzel path.
Well.
But he does kind of remind me of Menzel. He kind of makes it happen.
He got some swagger, that's for sure. So some good football today. I'd prefer you go out and watch Junior Pro because support our local teams. Local first, right?
Shop local.
Yeah. I'm going to support our local Lady Rangers.
Yeah, our Lady Rangers are local. We count them too. All right. For our producer, Daniel Leslie, for Casey Midget doing his Junior Pro duty today, for Coach Chris Vance, and for Kelly, I'm Tom Duckett. We'll see you next week on DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.